Good day, everyone. I'm your teacher, Momshi Roxanne. This is Technology for Teaching and Learning 2, Episode 3, Part 1, Using Open-Ended Tools in Facilitating Learning. This episode has the following learning outcomes. At the end of this episode, the student should be able to plan for language lessons that can be best presented using open-ended tools or productivity software applications. Explore for available open-ended tools for language teaching and learning. Search for language tools for open-ended tools for the following skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, and demonstrate how these open-ended tools for productivity software applications can be maximized for language teaching and learning. Productivity software applications for language teaching and learning. Open-ended tools and their uses in teaching and learning language skills. Open-ended tools or productivity software applications are ICT tools which help the teachers and the learners make their learning concrete, efficient, encouraging, and meaningful. The role of this tool is vital because it helps meet the demands of the learners in the 21st century classroom. As described by Palmer, teachers need to demonstrate 21st century characteristics to be able to meet the demands of the 21st century learners. These characteristics in the context of language teaching are briefly presented for teachers to create a learner-centered classroom and make instruction personalized because learners have different personalities, goals, and needs. Facilitate the students' productivity skills so they can produce, when assisted and given the chance, movies that are helpful to enhance their language proficiency. Learn new technologies since technology keeps on developing and learning a tool once is not an option for teachers. Go global to allow students to learn languages, culture, and acquire communication skills virtually. Be smart. Allow the use of devices as aids to language acquisition. Do blogging. This will give teachers real experience to see the value of writing for real audience and establishing their digital presence. Go digital to help promote the Go paperless advocacy and to help level up the language learning experience of the students through digital discussions and the like. Collaborate with other educators and students to give opportunity for the sharing of great ideas beyond the conversation and paper copy. Use web chats to share research and ideas and stay updated in the field. Connect with like-minded individuals through using media tools like the social media. Introduce project-based learning to allow students to develop their driving questions, conduct research, contact experts, and create their projects for sharing with the use of existing devices present. Build positive digital footprint that aims to model appropriate use of social media, produce and publish valuable content, and create shareable resources. Code as it is today's literacy, which helps boost students' writing skills, as the feeling of writing a page with HTML is amazing. Innovate to expand their teaching toolbox for the sake of their students by engaging social media for discussions and announcements and using new formats like TED Talks in presenting their lessons. You can also insert YouTube videos for that matter. And keep learning. Using Word in scaffolding student learning in a language classroom. To appreciate the value of word applications in scaffolding student learning, we have to explore how these are maximized by teachers. In education, scaffolding is used to refer to various forms of support given to assist, guide, or facilitate the learning process. This example is taken from the book. It is an example of scaffolding for learning, and this is usually prepared using word applications. These are for learning plans, assessment tools, templates, and forms, graphic organizers, and others. So let's see how it is done. For activity 1, we have creating learning plans using Word applications. This activity will help you plan, organize, share, implement, and enhance your learning plans in teaching your language courses. So we have here step 1, testing your knowledge of word processing software applications. Begin this activity by citing the existing word processing software applications familiar to the students. Well, generally, the students already know how to use the computer, and the first thing they learn in using the computer would be games. And one of the basic things that they learn when they use the computer is how to use the word processing software application. Step 2, viewing the essential parts of learning plans. Although there are varied formats and contents of learning plans across all over the schools in all over the world, a learning plan has essential parts that are non-negotiable, which must be considered by any teacher. Learning plans can be good for a semester like a syllabus in the tertiary education like us. It can be a unit or a chapter or a daily lesson plan or individualized plan. To better appreciate the way word processing software features are used to prepare learning plans, it will help if some examples of this will be viewed, explored, and analyzed. By the way, examples of these plans are available in the Google Drive. Just click the link in the description below. Step 3, sharing the features of Word applications for scaffolding student learning. After analyzing the special features of Word applications used in the sample learning plans that I mentioned a while back, answer the following questions for discussion. What are the advantages of developing learning plans using a word processing software application? Based on the example, what are the special features of Word application software that are beneficial in organizing the information required in any learning documents? What additional features of Word applications do you think are beneficial in preparing the following in your language class? Pamphlets for learning a second language or a foreign language, brochures for the different macro skills, charts and graphs for language acquisition activities, worksheets for language drills, and language assessment tools. And we're ready for activity 2, preparing process guides and graphic organizers using word processing software applications. The following may help the students prepare their assignments or tasks. Step 1. The relevance of providing process guides and graphic organizers in language teaching. Discuss the relevance of using process guides and graphic organizers to allow students to become more efficient and productive in performing their learning tasks. Provide examples on how to guide them through the process of writing, reading, listening, and speaking. Step 2. Examples of process guides as scaffold in language teaching and learning. Brainstorm and analyze some examples of process guides in language teaching and learning. Okay, so the following are the procedures in this brainstorming activity. In a small or large group, select a leader and a recorder. They may be the same person. Present the question or idea to be brainstormed. What are some specific examples of process guides that you need to prepare as a reception scaffold in teaching reading? Present the following example steps of teaching reading and let the students research and develop a guide for each step. Let them use word application creatively in introducing the guides. In the development of the process guides, they may use charts and graphs or graphic organizers. Package the process guide using pamphlets or brochures. So the steps are: teach the sounds of individual letters, teach the sound blends, teach whole words, present meanings, teach word parts, put words in context, and teach reading comprehension. And to enhance your process guide, you may consider completing the following graphic organizers. So I have here examples of graphic organizers. The Venn diagram, that is used to compare and contrast two or more concepts. The Freire model, bubble diagram, and concept map to describe a concept. the T chart to make decision, the fishbone map, and the inductive tower to show causes and effect, the flow chart to show sequence as in a process. And we also have the 5 W's chart and the story map to identify basic components. And step 4 is the presentation of the process guides and or graphic organizer. After developing your process guides and or graphic organizer packaged in a brochure, present this to your classmates. This is the last topic for part 1 of episode 3, using presentations in teaching language skills. By the usage of presentation software application, both students and the teacher can create visually and audibly appealing presentations. They can also learn a variety of skills in the process of planning, developing, presenting, and evaluating their presentations. Presentation software applications allow language learners to present their language reports with audio, visual images, and animations, develop and present their group projects using real-world visual presentations, present charts, tables, graphics, and others that are useful to facilitate students' understanding of any language concepts, and show data stored in graphic organizers that cannot be fully presented by a printed material. Develop digital stories or storybooks, show results of any survey, questionnaire, and other forms of language assessment activities, articulate and crystallize their ideas using the special features of presentation software apps. Experience language learning process through the integration of contents in the presentations. Enjoy developing their projects, thus are highly involved. Commit to the quality of their work, both content and form, because they don't only present what their classmates hear, but what they also see. Present information in condensed form and focusing on salient points because of the limited area in slide presentations, hence avoiding digression and drifting. Innovatively communicate their ideas and express themselves in ways they feel comfortable. Always remember that the integration of presentation software application to language teaching and learning is very beneficial in developing students' language skills. In the next video, I will be discussing the integration of presentation software applications to the 4 macro skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking, and the basic instructional design in preparing presentations.